Hello, Michael Irwin here, the Leadership Whisperer, with another 5-minute leadership tip. And today, what I wanted to talk about was having effective one-on-one meetings with your team members. So, as a leader and a manager, being able to have effective meetings with your team managers and with your team members. And this came up because one of my clients asked about how to make their one-on-ones much more engaging, how to get the most out of them. And so that led me to be looking at some research, looking at what's happening when you don't have effective one-on-one meetings with your team members, which can really be demotivating and disengaging for your staff. So let's get to have a look straight away at the research. So what we can see here is some key research that indicates what might happen if you're not really engaging with your staff members and the one-on-ones are working really well. And one-on-ones are a really important part of helping individuals grow and develop. And what the research from Leadership IQ has showed us is that 55% or more of managers are not helping their team members grow and develop in the opinion of those team members. So they're not spending enough time and not doing enough to help the individual team members grow and develop. And one-on-ones are a key part of that. The other thing that's really interesting about looking after your team members and keeping and retaining them is the frustrations and how you deal with those. So what it shows there is that 60% of employees are looking for another job when their main frustrations are not dealt with by their managers, okay? And this is one of the things that we need to be able to create within our one-on-one sessions. So this really got me thinking about how we can look at, are our one-on-ones failing as a manager, or are they working really well and engaging our team members? And my client Carl was very interested on how to make this more engaging because he didn't really feel like they were being as effective as they could be. So here's what I put together to help Carl, and hopefully it can help you just as much as it helped him. So the first thing we've got to be looking at is, are you having some in-depth discussions? So most managers, as we saw from the research, are not having really good in-depth discussions about the real frustrations that your team members are experiencing. And what this means is that the team members believe my manager won't change. We don't even get to talk about these serious things, these frustrations. And so I'm not even going to bring it up. It doesn't seem like it's going to be worthwhile. The other thing we need to be looking at is that, are you really listening to what's happening in the discussions in your one-on-ones? And it can seem for many managers like they're listening. What's coming through, though, from the team members is that they don't feel heard. They don't feel like they have the opportunity to fully talk about what they need to and about their frustrations or about how to grow and develop. All right, things move on quickly within the meetings, and the outcome becomes that your team member feels like they're not valued. Okay, and often this comes about because a lot of the one-on-ones become focused around, where are you at? What's happening? Let's tick off the tasks. Let's see about the progress. We're very busy. We've got to make sure we're getting all of the work done. Okay, but doing that focus, even though from a manager's point of view, it can feel like you're doing the right thing, and your intention perhaps is to be able to help in these situations if anything's not working. The outcome is, though, that the team manager feels like you don't really care about me, not me as a person. What you care about is the work and the tasks and making sure that they're done. So if these things, any combination of these things are happening, then your one-on-ones may not be working. They're real warning signs, okay? And your team members won't necessarily tell you. Most of them won't tell you this is what's happening. It'll just be about how they feel. So what do you need to do instead? Right, so what you need to do is to check in on how your team members are going as people. How are they feeling? What's happening for them? What are their frustrations? So rather than feeling like they're being checked up on, check in. How are they? And then ask powerful, open questions with things like, What kind of challenges would you like to be able to take on as part of your growth and development? And then really listen with 100% focus, okay? Really, as if there's all the time in the world and no distractions. The only thing that matters is listening to your team member right there and their one-on-one. And then a key part of it is also is to commit both to the one-on-ones, because one of the things that falls down here is if you're making time for the one-on-ones or booking a time for the one-on-ones and then you're late or you reschedule or you cancel on a regular basis, that's not committing, and that's going to also add to, well, I'm not very important perspective from the team member. And then commit to, after you have listened, to be able to do something about these frustrations or the opportunities for growth and development, or something to help, or even as part of remembering, so that you will follow up with the check-in to see how someone is feeling and perceiving and taking on things. Okay. And some of this might also, depending on your team members, be about what's happening outside of work, if that's something that they want to share. Now, what's happening is you're having these different types of discussions. You're getting to the real frustrations. You're getting the opportunity to create some growth and development, and your team member feels like you are really engaging with them. So they feel valued, they feel engaged and motivated. They feel like they can share frustrations and something will be done about it. They feel like they've got an opportunity to grow and develop. And that's when you're going to get the very best out of your team members, through having really high quality one-on-ones. And that's a way that you can fast track your team to be a high performing team. So if you would like to find out more about this and be at your very best as a leader every day and get access to more of these types of tips and my support, then you can do that simply by coming along to one of my masterclasses. And here's the link to one of them now, or just emailing me, michael@leaderize.net, with any questions or anything that you'd like to discuss, and I can tell you more about becoming part of the program. So have a great day. Use those tips to improve your one-on-ones, and I look forward to seeing you at the next tip very soon.